Hello, Earl. My name is Sean Everett, and I am the website analysis expert over at Zucker Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Jeff. He sent your website over to me for analysis. I'm going to show you everything I do along the way, and hopefully it all makes sense to you. Here we go. The first thing that I do is I look at your website itself, obviously. 40 years of roofing experience. That is awesome. You have two different spots to go into for residential or commercial. Very smart. And it's a beautiful website. Your web designer did a great job. I am not really here to talk to you about the aesthetic quality of your site because that doesn't interest me so much as the guts of it. The guts of it is where it is determined whether people who get here to this beautiful site will get here. Once they get here, of course, they're going to click because it's a great place. It's a beautiful thing to look at. But getting them here is exactly determined by what is inside your website. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, the first thing I look at is your website. The second thing I look at is this. It is a map of the area. The third thing I look at is this, which is a paid tool that I use, and it tells me the metrics of your site. It's a site called Ahrefs. We pay for this over here, and it gives us a lot of great information for you. Now, the third thing I look at is a Google search. Now, this Google search is divided into three essential parts, and I'm going to tell you what those are and describe how the Google algorithm works, and I promise I'm going to do my best not to put you to sleep doing it. The first section here is the sponsored listings. Now, those are paid ads. I don't know why they call them sponsored. I guess it sounds more like, I don't know, a sports team or something as opposed to, I don't know, something less savory. Now, the next thing you're going to see is these here, which are attached to the map, and as a result, we call these the map pack. Now, this is not hard to get into. All you have to do is go to Google and fill out a Google business profile. Now, the Google business profile is like a Facebook profile. It's just hosted by Google. It's easy to find how to fill those out. You can do it yourself this afternoon or this evening. You don't need me. You don't need your web designer, anyone to do it. It's very simple. They're going to ask you some things like, what year did you start your business? What the website and your actual physical directions are. It's going to ask you what time your opening and closing are each day. There's some tick boxes that you can click to make sure that there's everything covered in there. Do me a favor and make sure that you fill it out thoroughly, because the Google algorithm is a mathematical construct, and it likes thoroughness. Everything that can be filled out should have something in it. If you're not certain of what should be in it, put something in there anyway, and they'll correct you if it's wrong. Now, thoroughness is the name of the game. So, underneath the map pack, we have what we call the organic search results. Now, the first one here is On Top's Roofing, which lists the 5 best roofing companies in Raleigh. Next is Baker Roofing. They call themselves a Raleigh roofing company since 1915. And on down, you can see on and on and on. Now, what I don't see is you above this. These are the related searches. And most people with, Dorito on one hand and a mouse in the other don't scroll much further than the related searches. So you want to be above that as much as possible. And I'm going to show you how, because I already showed you how to be in this part, but you can also be here and here in the organic search results too. So I'm going to call Baker Roofing your Google competitor, for lack of a better word. And here is their website, Baker Roofing. Now, I don't know if they're actually based in Raleigh because I see the word locations, so that means they probably have a lot of places that they roof, and they just call themselves a Raleigh roofer because they can, and because the Google algorithm doesn't quibble with them. It just takes whatever is on the web page as the truth. So there's a lot of leeway for you here. There's opportunities for you that is not in the least bit illegal or shady or anything like that. But let me show you what I'm talking about first. Now back to your website, I'm going to do this. I'm going to select all, copy and paste this into this word counter. We're going to see you have 140 words on your main page. I'm going to do the same thing with Baker. Select all, copy and paste. And you're going to see that they have 536 words. Now, as a algorithm goes, an algorithm thinks more is better. It's math, right? More is better. So your 140 words does not meet the 536 words of Baker. They win in this little algorithm competition, if you will. So what my suggestion is that you get more words than them. But secondarily, the Google algorithm really wants you to have 1,500 words on your homepage, and that is not hard to do. It doesn't require you to write reams and reams of paragraphs in order to achieve this. It's just a way of, well, let me show you what I'm talking about, because all words are not equal. All right, let's start with that. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that keywords is what I'm talking about here, and keywords are just words from your industry. Now, you have on your website, we're back to this tool that I use, you have 209 keywords on your website. Now, those are words that are completely related to your business and to your location. So, Morrisville, Knightsdale, all of those places are also keywords, because what the Google algorithm does is it takes all of the sites that come up when somebody types Raleigh, North Carolina roofers. It strips all of the words from all of those sites, and then it counts all the words, meaning how many, which word appears the most, which appears the second most, and so on. So those become the keywords. Now, those are words from your industry. You know all of those words, I bet. And it also has questions in there. It has key phrases. Now, those key phrases could essentially come from your sales force. Whatever your customers ask when the salesman shows up there at their house, those are a key phrase. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You have 209 keywords. Baker has 373. So you're not that far behind. Let me show you what their keywords are. Now, these are by volume. These are actual Google searches that people do. I don't know if it was me. I would not search for Owens Corning when I was looking for a roofer, but I guess if you're interested in that particular product, I don't know. So Baker, obviously, because that's something that they're looking for specifically. Roofing companies, Owens Corning duration shingles, a bunch of things, copper gutters, residential roofing, Atlas shingles, all of these brand names and excuse me, and different sorts of things that people would type into a website. Those need to be on your website. Now, it's just like if you put in your website the phrase gorillas like bananas, say. Now, somebody who is Googling you from Alaska will type in gorillas like bananas and say, why is this roofing company from Raleigh coming up in a search that is gorillas like bananas? Now, the reason is because you would have it on your website. Now, the inverse is true. If you, oh, my disk space is almost full. If you don't have something on your website, then you won't come up in a search. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have more keywords than your competitor does. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is your backlinks. Now, backlinks is where you appear on a different site. It's sort of like a shout out. Like if you're on Angie's List, they're like, hey, go to this place. Angie's List is a great place for a backlink. To have as a backlink. I'm going to show you what theirs are, Baker's. They are, I went back to the wrong list. They are on Medium.com, Indeed.com, I guess because they're hiring and firing. Homestead, MapQuest, Crunchbase, Expertise, Yellow Pages, so on and so on. They have a bunch in the 90s. That's really good. You could have more in the 90s. That would be even better. Anything from 70 on up would be pretty good. And Dex knows, for instance, that's one of the other phone companies' Yellow Page version. So anything that you can get onto, essentially, Google thinks the more sites that you're on, the more sites that refer back to your site, like, hey, here's a place you can use. That means more people are talking about you, and the more people that talk about you, the more important they are. So that's where the backlinks come in. You can get more backlinks. You're not behind that many in terms of your competitor. Now, here's where the rubber hits the road. You had 221 clicks from somebody last month. That's what your traffic is, up 22. So that's good. You're on the upright rise. Here's what Baker had: 1,900. And I'm not trying to be insulting here, but you know that 1,900 is going to result in more requests for estimates, more potential customers, and more money in your pocket. And the whole reason around that is their placement in this Google search. That's what this placement is rewarding. Those two figures, the keywords and the backlinks. 1.900. 1.900. Well, I guess that's accurate. 1,900 is the same. Anyway, now I'm going to assume that you would rather spend more time roofing than you would digging around in the belly of your website. Your website designer did a great job, really, truly. But the website designer is sort of like the painter at the body shop for your car. We're kind of like the mechanic. We know what needs to be inside of it in order to make it run better. Once somebody gets here, the beauty of it will help them get into it, but they need to get here first. So if what I'm telling you is something that makes sense to you and something you'd like to pursue, please give Jeff a call and he would be happy to guide you through the next steps. Other than that, I hope I have been helpful, giving you some insight into how your website can become more of a tool for your business and drive you customers and income. Thanks so much for watching. You have a great rest of your day.